Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome back to more of Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. Last time, we explored more of the city, took out a bunch of enemies, and finally hit the 16th level.
Focus on the goal.
And we also found a magic tower that apparently belonged to the storyteller at one point in time, and so he's giving us access to a new place to be and information about Nahindrian crystals, the the crystals that are being used to make the mythical levels of power for demons.
Ready for
So
anything.
now with a crystal we've managed to pull from the mine here, we're heading back to the tower. Yeah. We're heading back to the tower to try and make some moves to figure out what else he might know about these crystals. We were also charged by one of the rulers of the lover of the ruler of the island. She was basically charging us with finding out about these crystals for her. Her greed evident as to, enhance her already prodigious power and control even further as a mythic individual. So we need to bring this to... So we'll need to bring it to...
In due time.
Her. But another person we could speak to is the Rapture of Rupture, Lady Valexia in the Upper City.
I am prepared.
As these are some of our final threads to explore with our time here in El-Shana, the Demon City. Let's see, so the Rapture of Rupture is... Oh.
All according to plan.
Sorry, wrong exit. Alright.
I'll go ahead.
Okay, so no more games with her. Alright, to the Upper City. Ah. Let's see what we end up with next. Because with the... Let's see. So yeah, we'll speak with the other one at the Rapture of Rupture. Hopefully. But we'll see. I'm taking my time and I'm not rushing. I don't rush games. I take my time and enjoy them. If I find something else or something I've not seen, well, I may take a little bit longer. But probably will end up finishing up this chapter. But I'm not in any rush to finish it. After all, Civilization doesn't come out till the end of the month, and I am doing everything in my power to remain as humanly blind to the Kingdoms update and Inhuman Bondage update of Darkest Dungeon 2 because I can't wait. Yeah, Rapture of Rupture is the part of the South. Okay. Yeah. I personally can't wait to play the Abomination and all that, but I can wait because I don't want to be like Bear Taffy's updating that shit daily. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spoil myself. I want to go in as blind as possible. All right. Alright. So, to the Rapture of Rupture.
I'll go ahead.
Greetings, esteemed guests. Are you here to seek the hospitality of the illustrious Lady Valexia, or are you here on other business? The entrance to this manor greets you politely. It's far more gracious than the impudent, foul-mouthed door at the 10,000 Delights. I seek Lady Valexia's patronage and would like to enter. Welcome to the Rapture of Rupture, esteemed lady. Lady Valexia will be notified of your arrival right away. Because we'll obviously need some connections to be able to speak to Noctula herself, who rules this island. So, let's see what we can do. We are the champion of the arena, so there's some help for
As
us
it should
there.
be.
Let's see, citizens.
That is not fair.
Alright, but let's speak with Valexia herself. The demon that comes to greet you has blonde hair and is wearing a modest but elegant dress. She seems surprisingly friendly. Her soft voice and impeccable manners seem out of place in a city where extreme passions and boundless indulgence prevail over temperance and moderation. A new guest has arrived. How exciting! A mortal from Galarian, if my eyes do not deceive me. What brings you to my manor? This is all very intriguing. Alexia, we have clashed in battle many times. Her claws were always stained with the blood of those she killed on the battlefield. Now she looks different, but I'm certain that her true nature remains unchanged. She is still violent and dangerous. You must be on your guard, champion. Valexia greets Arushale with a cordial nod. Sweetheart, you should have told me you were coming. I would have organized a reception to celebrate your return. I must confess I rather missed having you around. But all is forgiven, and I hope that I can count you among my regular guests once more. Arushale forces a smile. Thank you for your hospitality, Valexia, but I doubt you'll find me very interesting. Things have changed since my last visit. I'm a different person now. Arushale leans towards you and whispers, I have to warn you, Valexia is much more dangerous than she looks. She knows how to be amicable, but only as a pretense. Her friendly demeanor is as fake as everything else in this city. If you look behind the mask, you'll see someone who is old, cruel, and utterly insane. Someone who adores random acts of senseless violence. Trust me, I used to know her in my past life. Everyone talks about you here in Elshinara. Who are you truly? Valexia laughs happily. Ah, how refreshingly direct. Well, let me tell you a little about myself. My name is Lady Valexia, but it is common for others to add a few epithets before my name, often something like magnificent or illustrious. I hold considerable influence in the upper city. You could even call it my little queendom. I'm the foremost member of the city's elite, and all the aristocrats of Alshinada acknowledge me as their de facto leader. You might be under the misconception that the city is ruled by Shamira, but Shamira is nothing more than a glorified cleaner, entrusted with the responsibility of tending to the latrines. I, on the other hand, hold sway over the most powerful and influential demons in the city. You see, my dear friend Noctula allows me to lead the nobility because I look out for her interests. She knows that I am loyal. Unlike most demons, I do not aspire to power beyond what I already possess. I would never stage a coup against Our Lady in Shadow, nor would I ever use my position in society to support anyone else in such a foolish endeavor. You know, how noble. I would like to get to know you better. I'm flattered by your attention. I find your personality intriguing. You know, I take great interest in promising young talent, and I tend to offer my patronage to gifted artists. Unfortunately, many of them turn out to be frauds, unable to keep me entertained for more than a few seconds. Why do you like to support young talent, actually? Alexia glances at you coyly and gives a charming smile. I could have told you that I'm driven by pure altruism and the desire to perform good deeds, and you would have thought me the kindest, most noble of demons. But the truth is that I'm easily bored, and by attracting the young and gifted, I can discover something new every day. They keep me entertained, and to be honest, they add to my prestige. I like making new friends, and with my help, those friends can become very influential indeed. By the way, are you skilled in the magic of enchantments? Yes, that's one of my many talents. A life that spans thousands of years can be a challenge for even the most lively and curious of minds. I'm always looking for something new and exciting to do. So I've studied many strange subjects. I take particular interest in anything bizarre and unusual. Like, the first question obviously is just going to piss her off. Like, trying to bring up her past and try to embarrass her, that's no. Um, why is she like not like other demons? That'll be fine. What made you interested in me? Yeah, what made you interested in me? Ah, you're so modest, Felixia nods knowingly. You are a Galarian warrior, and you were responsible for securing several major victories in the World Wound. You had the courage to descend into the abyss, and now you've chosen to pay me a visit. Moreover, you're not here to wave a sword in my face, but to have a nice conversation. Now be honest, if you were me, wouldn't you be intrigued? Alright. Alright, thank you for your answers. Alright. She already knows who we are, so stating that in the middle of the demon room, nah. Let's be humble about it. I seek your patronage, magnificent Velexia. Velexia shows off her perfectly styled hair as she playfully twists a strand of hair around a finger. A Galarian warrior who seeks the patronage of a demon from the upper city? And you're a crusader, no less. Ah, this is most intriguing. You are a curious creature indeed, and I would be very interested to learn more about you. There's no need to bother with titles. You can simply call me Velexia. And you are? Don't put your trust in her words, champion. Valexia's temper is like the wind that blows across Ichiar. It changes constantly and bodes poorly for us, no matter what direction it turns. You must watch her as vigilantly as a skilled sailor watches the horizon. Remember, she likes us because we're keeping her interested. That's your hint. So, my name will remain a secret. Velexia claps her hands in delight. You would prefer to remain incognito? A mystery knight! Isn't that what you'd be called on Galarian? How absolutely charming. Well, my mysterious new friend, I have a proposal for you. Let's pick a place that's nice and romantic and go on an innocent little date together. It'll be a chance for us to get to know one another. How about the Battle Bliss? It offers simple, spirited entertainment, and it'll be a good place for us to talk undisturbed. No one will notice us because they're too busy watching the fights in the pit. We can have a nice conversation and learn more about one another. I'll be waiting for you at the arena. I hope you'll accept my invitation. I will be very disappointed if you deny me the pleasure of your company. Velexi gives you an admiring smile and adds, After all, you are the champion. You have conquered the arena. Who are better to learn more about you than the place you proved your worth? Who does she think we are? A circus troupe to be hired to entertain guests at a ball? The effrontery! Call me old-fashioned, but I rather think we should go back to the traditional kill-on-sight method of dealing with demons. Alright, I have to go. Please don't stay away too long. Come back soon. So,
In due time.
Jerabeth. This is the demon who had the yeah. You hear Jerabeth's voice in your mind. She sounds friendly, though slightly wary. So we meet in the Rapture of Rupture. I cannot help but wonder, by what whimsy of fate have our paths crossed again? Why are you in Alshanada? More importantly, why are you here? What brings you to the manor where I've taken refuge? So this is where Jerebeth ran to after we cleared out the Ivory Sanctum. I was thinking about getting Valexia's patronage. That is a wise course of action. Valexia's is one of the most powerful patrons you could have in Elshandar. However, she is also one of the most dangerous creatures you will meet in the city. Don't let your guard down, not even for a second. Don't let her refined manners and civilized demeanor fool you. That's just a mask, a momentary whim. Valexia's true nature is well known in the Abyss and is far less restrained and much more violent. Right now, she is tired of fury and contest, and conquest, but that could change at any moment. Beware her boredom, and do not let her lose interest in you. Can you tell me any more about her? She is a magnificent creature, but she has always been afflicted by a terrible condition. She is consumed by boredom. Her entire life is an endless agony, and each day her torment grows worse. Her affronts to elude this terrible condition are always short-lived and unsuccessful. If Alexia was not beset by such insatiable curiosity, and if her moods and tastes did not change so quickly, she could have been even more powerful than she is now. It is possible that Alexia could have been a worthy rival to Noctula several millennia ago. She might even have claimed the throne that now belongs to Our Lady in Shadow. Of course, it's impossible. It's also possible that after 3 days in power, she might have found her new status as a demon lord to be excruciatingly boring and no longer desirable. And aren't you afraid? Yeah, no.
All
Okay,
according to plan.
so we need to go help. Alright. Head out. Oh, game's loading. Did it crash? Nope. Okay. Okay. Let's head out. So, yeah. We've now met with both the two major patrons. Yep. We've now met with both of the major patrons of this place. And one is more fickle, one is more...
I'll go ahead.
The other is going to require you to do more work. So, let's see if my silver tongue can get us through this. We'll try... Yeah, we'll try and see if we don't upset Alexia. Or keep her interest. Alright.
In due time.
With any luck, yep, we'll be able to keep her interest long enough to earn at least an introduction to the Lady in Shadow. But if it goes south and we have to kill her, or she loses her interest in us, well,
I know what to do.
we'll just have to make do. Of course, knowing the way this game goes, she'll have 60 AC on touch. Because you have to remember, these demons in the Abyss are so powerful, they literally reshape reality. The reason the world moves and changes, they literally are reshaping the entire world around them.
All according to plan.
Alright. Alright. Well, let's not keep Alexia waiting. Alright. For your date, Valexius has swapped out her previous dress for an equally elegant outfit. The blood-red hue of her new gown seems particularly fitting considering the activities of the arena. Ah, there you are, my friend. Let's hurry to the box reserved for distinguished guests. I'm determined not to let you enjoy the spectacle from any other seats. Your new dress is very elegant. All right. The demon blushes slightly and gives you a pleased smile. I'm flattered you notice such things, especially here in the arena, where there are many other sights to capture your attention. Speaking of which, the fight is about to start. Eh. Not bad. Yeah, no. A fierce battle unfolds in the arena. The bloody freak surges forward, launching into a brutal attack against Atslam. Atslam desperately tries to resist the onslaught, but the bloody freak is relentless. He strikes one furious blow after another, showing no signs of exhaustion or fatigue as he bears down on his opponent. Atslam attempts to fight back against her enemy with quick, sudden attacks, but fails to find an opening. Her movements begin to slow and her footsteps leave behind a crimson trail of blood. Yeah, these guys suck. They rip your skin off. I can fight alright, but I don't like to watch horrible fights. Watching them is scary and makes me unhappy. Oh, here's an idea. I'll just keep my eyes closed. Ivu squeezes her eyes shut resolutely. Alexia observes you closely. Her eyes sparkle with lively curiosity, and you are forced to turn your attention away from the fight as she asks, Slavery is the cornerstone of our life in the Abyss, and gladiator fights are a popular source of entertainment. How are the shows perceived on your homeland of Galarian? What's your view on slavery? Well, what would keep her interested? Slavery is disgusting, no. I mean, she's heard that plenty from other holier-than-thou types. Lawful, people with different opinions about slavery, was forbidden by law in many places. Boring. This is the Abyss. What the hell would she care about the laws? The very idea of slavery offends my free spirit. That one might be, yeah. I think slavery is a reasonable practice, but unfortunately not everyone in Galarian shares my opinion. Different lands and different nations have very different customs. It'd be difficult to speak for all of them on this matter. Whisper to the hand of the inheritor, what do you think of Alexia? So is that like asking for a hint, basically, on which one would entertain her more? Well, let's see. The angel's voice is tense, as if he's expecting a fight to break out any moment. She's too gentle, too placid. Nothing at all like how she used to behave in battle. No, when we fought one another, she was never meek and gentle. She was a flurry of rage and angry curses, this masquerade, these tricks of hers. It all seems very suspicious to me. Well, since it's very much all united here, with slavery being the common custom, maybe having different expectations, different lands. Or I'll go for the more diplomatic option, see what she comes up with. Alexia looks at you with interest. Her curiosity has clearly been aroused. Indeed, I've heard there are very many different cultures in Galarian, and that all of them have contradicting customs and traditions. I imagine the numerous clashes between these cultures are quite dramatic, and provide an endless source of fascination for those who study them. With a victorious growl, the bloody freak hurls himself recklessly at his rival, who appears to be exhausted from her wounds. However, Atslum was merely feigning weakness. She dodges at the last moment and strikes a resounding blow. Blood gushes from the demon's wound, and his growl of rage gives way to a howl of desperation. Phylexia glances disinterestedly at the arena, and then returns her attention to you. She is clearly more interested in conversation than watching the fight. Nevertheless, even Galarians who are not enslaved are often forced to fight by those in authority. Yet they still charge into battle with as much zeal as those two gladiators down in the arena. So tell me, what gives them the motivation to fight? What do they hope to achieve? Those who are worthy fight for their freedom. As for the rest, they fight because they are obedient to the will of their masters. The demon nods her approval. I can see you're insightful enough to notice the invisible chains and collars that bind your kin. Such depth of perception is truly commendable. Atslum, no longer putting up a pretense of weakness, advances against the bloody freak, dealing him several painful blows. She strikes with precision, drawing blood, but never delivering a fatal blow. The audience goes wild as Atslum toys with her opponent. The smell of blood hangs heavy in the air. There is no doubt that the merciless symphony of violence being played on the arena will soon reach its deadly crescendo. But the bloody freak isn't finished. He lets out a monstrous, bloodthirsty howl. It reverberates around the arena as he channels his powerful rage into one last brutal attack. He strikes as swift as lightning, and Atslum's flurry of blows is brought to a sudden halt. She sways slightly, then doubles over, as if embracing the blade that was just plunged through her body. Then, with another primal roar, the demon cuts her down, dispatching his weakened opponent with one powerful strike. Phylexia watches Atslum closely. She muses thoughtfully. But every warrior will meet their death eventually. How do Galarians face the end of their life? Are they scared of death? Do they despise it? Or do they welcome it as a friend? The memories of the deceased live on through their deeds. There's no reason to be afraid of a worthy death. Death is the end. So we should live life to the fullest while there's still breath in our lungs. If you die, it just means you were too stupid and lazy to avoid your own demise. This question is too complicated to answer without further contemplation. Let's see. The memories of the deceased live on through their deeds. She's left plenty of those deeds behind herself. There's no reason to be afraid of a worthy death. Remember, these are demons. A worthy death doesn't mean much. Death is the end. We should live our life to the fullest while there's still breath in our lungs. She might actually appreciate that because that's what she's looking to do. She's looking to appreciate each day and stave off her boredom, learning to understand the world greater. Evil answer is just too... It's boring for her, because that's the answer that is indicative of every demon's mentality. This question is too complicated to answer without further contemplation. That's kind of brushing it off. No, she wants to hear something good. Let's see. Nah, death is the end. So we should live our life to the fullest while there's still breath in our lungs. You have such a passion for life. I've never seen such a depth of feeling. Most people are afraid of their emotions. They lack the courage to show their true feelings, so they try to keep them hidden with tricks and distractions that disguise the cowardice of their souls. The screams and howls of the crowd are deafening. The bloody freak, oblivious to his numerous wounds, basks in the admiration of the audience. The arena master voice rings out across Battle Bliss. Oh, hail the winner! Hail the bloody freak! Hasrama rises from her place and announces loudly, I want this bloodthirsty fighter to be my servant. From now on, he is my slave, and anyone insolent enough to object will face my wrath. So, we could do a knowledge check. That's having a form. Do you want to outbid Hasperma for this fierce gladiator? If you, yeah, you'll wipe the smirk off her arrogant face. Yeah, it can't hurt to frustrate her. Yeah, why not? Velexia averts her gaze but fails to hide her mischievous smile. What a positively delightful idea. I can't resist. Ah, what you do to me! You've discovered my weakness. Only moments ago, Hasperma commanded the attention of the entire audience as she boasted about her power. However, when Velexia rises from her seat, all eyes turn towards the succubus. I dare to challenge the claim of the most esteemed Hasperma. I am touched by this fighter's tenacity. He has found a way to my heart, and I wish to make him my bodyguard. If anyone dares to argue against my right to make such a claim, they can say it to my face. The arena master glances cautiously at Hepsmera, then turns to Velexia and gives her a respectful nod. The crowd erupts into jeers and shouts, clearly enjoying the public humiliation of Baphomet's daughter. Hepzamera bellows and utters wild curses, and the sounds of her wrath shake the arena. But Velexia ignores her threats with a look of magnificent disdain and gives you a sly smile. Oh, this is so exciting! I've enjoyed our time together here at the arena. However, I cannot resist the urge to appear with you somewhere in high society. I'm sure you wouldn't say no to attending a private reception with me at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Shamira has prepared something special for her guests, and I would very much like for you to experience it with me. I shall wait for you at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. You really must come. I simply won't take no for an answer. Velexia suddenly pauses as she is about to leave. She turns towards you with a look of gentle reproach. Oh, you should have reminded me. I nearly forgot. After such a wonderful time together, you must become a regular guest. I insist. Please accept this little gift as a reminder that the doors to my manor are always open to you. This coin is a key to the teleportation arch located in the upper city. I would not normally give something like this to my ordinary guests, but there's nothing ordinary about you, is there? So,
I'll go
I
ahead.
think we kept her entertained and we had a pretty good date. What do you all think?
As it
After all,
should be.
of course, after that, Karen looks at Reflim and just kind of shakes her head, going, "Ah, your silver tongue does it again." Mm? Reflim just kind of shrugs. I don't know, just at least we tried. She seemed interested. I'm sure this is a trap and she's going to try and kill us sooner than later. But for now, we at least got her basic approval. All right. So next thing we want to do is head to the Mage's Tower. And then we'll see what the storyteller has to say about the hindering crystals. All right.
That is not far.
So sorry about that. Ah, man, that was rough. Okay. So,
Focus on the goal.
with any luck, all right. So we'll probably have to pick between the two. The noblewoman that's fickle or the or the lover eager for more power? Who do you trust more or less? Well, considering that Valexia tends to prefer artists, and that's something we have in common. It's a source of agreement between us because, again, we work as an Azada who are very much big into artistic expression. So, it's a point. Just because we have difference of opinions regarding the limits and what is tasteful, doesn't mean that we can't express, we can't share other ideas. And yes, she is evil, and yes, she's a bloodthirsty monster. But the arts,
I'll go ahead.
sometimes the worst person you know is a talented artist and has some redeeming points. Wasn't, as I say, it's stuff like,
As it should be.
I mean, what was it? What was it someone told me the other day they were trying to go with, like, because there's the famous example. Alright, game, whenever you feel it. Yep. Because there's, like, famous examples of, oh god, what I'm trying to think of. What was it somebody was bringing up the other day? Oh, like, well, Hitler was a painter, and it's like, yeah, that's not really much. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? So the man had a hobby. Alright. And none of the traps have been rearmed as far as we can tell, so we can just head straight up. Alright. That's one thing I also like about this game is there are so many ways and methods to accomplish your goals. Alright. You'll eventually have to fight, but at least it doesn't have to be your first and only option. Hello. The blind elf whispers something under his breath. Hearing your step, he turns to you slowly. Greetings, Reflem Sorgin. Have you brought me a new story? Hand over the Nahindrian crystal. Take this crystal. What do you see? The storyteller takes the crystal, and his face becomes twisted with evil rage, and a screeching cry bursts from his lips. A bloody stain spreads across your chest, and the storyteller's vision once again bursts into your mind, just as they did in Canabras when you brought him the stone chisel. My wings take me higher and higher, stirring storms, but even they cannot disperse the ball of darkness hanging in front of me. Stupid little maggot, you think you can fly as high as me? My cheeky opponent does not answer, and the wound under my heart continues to gush and stream blood, tainting the feathers of the black bolt, dripping into the dark waters of Ishyar. There is something wrong with this wound. My strength is dwindling too quickly. This means there is no time to waste. I'll grab her, scrunch her up, and cut her with my many claws, and throw her to the very bottom of the abyss. Quickly changing the direction of my flight, I rush forward and hit the center of the dark cloud. Well, where are you? My chest is thrust forward, ready to take any blow. My claws are cutting through the air, but she's not here. She deceived me! The dark cloud was a fake. Where are you? Her triumphant laughter echoes across the black ocean. So insulting, so insolent and impetuous. Someone catch that laughter and choke it! Your mind is confused, adrenaline pounds in your veins. By force of will, you manage to overcome this madness and concentrate on the storyteller's screeching voice. Who are you? You don't know me? I am Demon Lord Alinthea, Lord Lady of the Harpies, sweet-voiced mistress in the seductive peril. My wings can embrace a mountain, and all the abyss know my name. Who are you fighting? That pathetic upstart Noctula. She attacked without warning and wounded me, and now she's hiding in her shadows, thinking she can get away from me. Your pathetic leathery wings can't compare with mine. What are you fighting for? For power, for might, for superiority, for the right to fly over these endless waters, for the right to seduce the unlucky ones of our choosing. One of us will perish, and the other will rise and get everything the loser owns, and I will be the one to triumph. And how did your fight end? The storyteller's voice changes. You hear a death rattle. Win. Overpower me, weaken my spirit, and my body will drop into the waters of Ishiar. The elf's voice becomes lower and lower, becoming denser and stronger, like a stone that has decided to talk. From now on, I am blood. I set and thicken. I grow firmer, stronger. I crystallize. I gain edges. Power lies dormant in me, and I lie dormant in the dark. With dark, heavy stone slab seems to fall on your back, but this is not enough to break you. Stubbornly straining your neck, you continue to listen to the storyteller's monotonous voice. Are you the island of Alinisthia, the one Al-Shanar is built on? Yes, my body became stone. My flesh turned to firmament, and the power hidden in it made it expand and swell. I am the island, and everything hidden within it. I thought the souls of demon lords went to the rift of repose after death. Yes, but not me, the one I used to be. She was supposed to go to a secret place, but someone stopped her, locked her in this body. She didn't want those who fell at her hand to return. She found a way to lock their power in their remains, and the power is still there. What will happen to you next? You will take me out. Your hands will take me out of the cavern. The storyteller's voice calms. This is where the road to the past, the one open to me, ends. It leads to this very moment, but I see something else. The future. A possible future. Droplets of spittle fly from the old elf's mouth. His speech becomes furious and garbled, his voice trembling with tension. Ah! It hurts! The crystal is so huge! She's implanting it, sewing it into living flesh, my flesh, and it oozes power, soaking my flesh in blood, flowing in my veins. I am rage, I am agony, I am violence made flesh. Overcoming the scarlet rage, seizing your mind, you get through the stream of insults and mangled words flying from the storyteller's lips. In the unknown demon's voice, you hear pain, fear, and something else, something vague but unsurprisingly familiar. Who are you, and whom do you serve? I am a humble demon whose old name doesn't matter. From now on, everyone will call me the Horned Horror. Lady Hafsramira will lead me into battle, where I will crush her enemies. No, I will destroy them with my horrifying grunting that will rip the pathetic flesh from their meager carcasses. Who is implanting the crystal into you? Mustafan, that cunning one with the snake eyes, one of the fosterlings of the upstart Arilu. My mistress, Hafsra, ordered him to do it. She has many such crystals. I am not the first nor the last to have had this done to them. Mustafan is a weak, immortal spawn, but he improves with practice. You see, I am alive, unlike the pathetic unfortunates who went first. Enough, storyteller. The storyteller's vision fades, and with the terrible heat in your chest, the old elf comes back from his dream with a helpless sigh. What a horrible vision. I am completely exhausted. I never expected to touch the memories of a fallen demon lord who had never found peace in the Rift of Repose. So the crystals are demon blood. Yes, hardened blood in which the spiritual power of the perished demon lord is sealed. In this case, the power of Alinthea, who was killed in battle and locked in her own remains in this unusual way. So the city was built on Alinthea's corpse. In a manner of speaking, yes. After the spiritual power of Alinthea did not go to the Rift of Repose, Noctula began to transform her dead body, forcing it to expand and assume a more solid, static form. I can only guess what a nightmare this imprisonment was for Alinthea's spiritual essence. How can this stone just grant power, then? I suppose that it happens as a result of some merging process, after which the unspent power of a demon lord will literally flow into the body of the one who uses the stone. By the way, you mentioned the Rift of Repose. That is where the souls of fallen demon lords go. After death, they usually return to their own abyssal realms. But if death finds them again before a year passes, the abyss dumps them in its cemetery. In this stone rift full of fog, the souls of the grand demonic dead turn to stone statues and stand for eternity, slowly becoming threaded with cracks and eventually falling into ruin. It is a kingdom of decline and decay, and a visit there might serve as a good lesson to those who believe in their own might and deem themselves invincible. All right. Thank you. The old elf gives a sudden jolt and says, I've had a brilliant idea. The stone knife you showed me in Canabras, do you still have it? Can I examine it again? All right. Frowning, the storyteller stands for a while, holding the knife. Finally, he returns the weapon to you and says heavily, No question. The knife is made from the hindering crystal. No, not made. This stone is the hardened blood of a demon lord, and considering you found it in the square and devastated Canabras, the blood certainly belonged to Descari and was shed in battle. Alright. Well, that's good to know. So, we now know. The truth about the origin of the Nahindrian crystals has been ascertained. All that remains is to go to Shamira and share this recently acquired knowledge, or perhaps not. Everyone knows that the demon instinct is to rebel at all costs. Sometimes conspicuous disobedience can lead to greater respect than diligent service.
Ready for anything.
Well, either way, we only have one place to go, folks. It's just a question of how do we handle what we're going to enter to. Both ladies will be there.
I'll go ahead.
And it's going to be quite a night. Alright.
As it should be.
So yeah. Before we meet with the Lady in Shadow herself, we should try our best to try and make things make as many connections and garner as much prestige as possible. Well, in the worst case scenario, at least we know Greybor will always have a connection to this place, having joined their illustrious Assassins Guild. And who knows, we may have to come to rely on that connection someday. You never know what the future will hold. Alright,
That is not far.
so let's go. The Harem of Ardent Dreams. Which is 10,000 Delights, Rapture of Rupture. Alright.
In due time.
Right. Harem's back on the lower level. That's right. It's back in the middle ground. Okay. Alright. So, off we
I'll go
go.
ahead.
Harem of Ardent Dreams. Alright, folks. Maybe we can get the patronage of both women. It'd be nice. That way we'd be able to say, okay.
No mistakes.
We'd be able to have everyone vouch for us and just be able to get some one-on-one time with Lady Noctula. I mean, we've also confirmed the source and the way things are going with the... yeah. But the Hand of the Inheritor has been awfully conspicuously quiet of late, hasn't he? He spoke up only when we were on the date to voice his disdain for the demon, but that's about all. Alright.
As it should be.
Well, let's go to the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Alright.
That is not far.
Here we go. It was a good idea of mine to introduce you to high society at this reception. We're a subject of gossip among the guests. We hear them whispering about how we showed up with you. So what will be happening at this private reception? Valexia's eyes widen and she leans forward as if letting you on secret. Shamira came up with an interesting idea. Today she will dispense false justice. Shamira's... oh. Shamira's voice rings out through the hall. All rise! The proceedings will now begin with the dispensation of false justice. I, Shamira, the Ardent Dream, will perform the duties of a judge. The rights of the prosecution will be granted to anyone acquainted with rage and hatred, and the part of the defender will be given to time and blind fate. All the participants are obligated to show due dread and obedience to the decision of the court. Now, our first case is brought by the assassin, Dogwood, against the bodyguard for Harrow Catrell. Dogwood accuses Catrell of being exceedingly nimble and dexterous. This excessive dexterity enabled the defendant to foil 3 assassination attempts against his employer, thus preventing the plaintiff from fulfilling his contract. Alexia is more interested in having a conversation than watching the sham trial. You know, my dear friend, after our last... Alexia pauses playfully. Visit to the Battle Bliss, I've been thinking a lot about our customs of Galarium. Despite our differences, we actually have a lot in common. Our actions and desires stem from the same passions, except when it comes to, Alexia's eyes widen, and the excitement she utters a word that is as foreign to the abyss as you are. To love. It's common knowledge that demons know nothing about love, so why don't you explain it to me? Hmm. No, I would. She'll get bored if you say you can't explain it. I can imagine that. Sorry, doesn't this bother you? No, this is the way that. This is just the abyss, so no, the trial isn't to talk about. Passion, physical attraction, something that pushes you to do all kinds of crazy things. A useful illusion that offers an escape from loneliness. Pure and uplifting feeling in your soul that cleanses your heart of all burdens and pains. That actually might intrigue her. Because, again, they said she's afflicted with boredom. And the idea that love may be the solution to her boredom might actually be the more interesting thing. It is a pure, unlifting feeling. It's passion, physical attraction. See, the problem is, this happens anyway. Speaking of the physical attraction is where you're going to lose her, because she's a succubus. Physical attraction is what she's always had access to at all times. So I'd say, yeah, it's a pure and unlifting feeling in your soul that cleanses your heart of all burdens and pains. Valencia stares at you with wide eyes as she repeats your words. Pure and uplifting feeling? How intriguing and how unfamiliar. Our passions are tempestuous, and our feelings stem from the darkest depths of our soul, but you say this feeling is pure. Fascinating. Growling with rage, Catrol the bodyguard has his head chopped off with a giant axe for being too good at his job. The crowd roars its approval, and the beaming plaintiff counts his coins. Is it not true that love restricts freedom, and that the harsh constraints can sometimes lead to cruel, evil deeds? Does not love force people to act contrary to their desires, insubordinate to them, and to the object of their affection? Do not even the most loving souls feel the occasional regret about trading away their freedom for the love? Haven't the most terrible betrayals been committed for the sake of love? Doesn't unrequited love cause mortals to commit suicide? And isn't rejection the reason they often resort to violence and other terrible crimes? I am most curious to hear your answer to these questions. No, see, that's the too good of a goody two-shoes. No. Lawful? Yes, when a mortal cannot control their emotions, their love can become a devastating force. That's why the feelings, emotions, heart must be governed by logic and reason of the mind. I'm against all constraints. Free love always triumphs. As for crimes, well, no one ever said that love wasn't dangerous. Evil? Ha! When people are in love, the first thing they do is shackle themselves to each other as tightly as possible. By the way, do you still... Nah, I'm not gonna... Yeah. I honestly kind of like the lawful answer. I think that'll intrigue her more. Yes, and when a mortal cannot control their emotions, their love can become a devastating force. That's why feelings and emotions of the heart must be governed by the logic and reason of the mind. Because remember, she's a little bored of violence. So, so saying it wasn't dangerous, well, that's not appealing to her. The conflict of having your emotions conflicting with your mind, I think that will appeal to her more. The demon looks at close. You speak of love of a weapon. A true warrior respects their blade because it's capable of cutting down enemies and careless owner alike. You treat love as carefully as you would a sword. The execution has the audience in an uproar. The demons howl their approval, and Shamira's raise her voice to be heard above the noise. Next, we'll hear the case of Varsa the Nosecutter. He attacked two of Alshanar's visitors from another plane, even though the great Noctula made it clear that they were under her protection. Varsa the Nosecutter tracked down his victims in the upper city and killed them with his glaive. Then he robbed them and cut off their tongues and noses. This scrawny demon doesn't look like a hardened killer. He writhes in his shackles, yelling hysterically, "But I'm not Varsa the Nosecutter! I don't even know who that is! My name is Sharzal. I've never been to the upper city. I'm not allowed to enter, even though that's where the slaver of my status should live. Besides, I've never held a glaive in my life. This is all Hepzmirah's fault. She wanted to buy my slaves at half price and refused to sell, and now she's taking revenge against me and plans to get her hands on my slaves." It seems like love is a living creature. Sometimes it behaves one way, and at other times another way. It's contradictory and inconsistent. It leads to both good and bad outcomes, and, like every living creature, it is bound to die eventually. After all, every love, no matter how strong, is doomed to die. Is that not so? Ember nods seriously. That's true. Love always ends. It either ceases to be love, or is lost altogether when the one we love dies. That's why we mortals value love so much. We know that it will be over before we are ready. True love lives forever. Love comes and goes, but no. Love never goes away. Old love just gives way to new love. Love is like the food you buy in a cheap tavern. It smells better than it tastes and spoils sooner than you expect. I will have a lot to think about after our conversation. Actually, I kind of like the chaotic answer. Love never really truly goes away. Old love just gives way to new love. So long as you're alive, there's always a chance to find something new. And that knowledge hurts. I've been alone for a very long time. Most of my life, actually. But, well, I still believe that there will be a love someday. At least I have to tell myself that. Alexia maintains her composure, but can see the corners of her mouth twitch and her eyes twinkle mischievously. This is all madness. True madness. Everything you say is nonsense and empty fantasies, yet I find them impossible to resist. My head is spinning. What have you done to me, my cunning friend? Shamira shouts to be heard above the screams of Varsa the Nosecutter. The court finds the evidence of the indicted person's innocence to be quite convincing. However, false justice requires every sin to be punished, so therefore I hereby declare that this demon is Varsa the Nosecutter, and he shall be executed without further delay. Shamira throws a conspiratorial glance at Hepzmirah, who stands nearby. The latter grins and bows mockingly. Shamira announces loudly, "And the last crown for today is the most harmful and treacherous." We'll ignore her. We have our target, Valexia, enraptured by us. Valexia listens. Yep. Valexia listens to the ruler of Alshanara with great interest, but when she catches your glance, she turns her attention to you eagerly. Thank you for your conversation. I expected to find it interesting, but I had no idea our discussion would be so thought-provoking. I'm so glad I decided to come here with you. I sincerely hope you'll visit me again. I hope to see you in my manor soon. I host small receptions for the most interesting and noteworthy residents of the upper city. Conversations at the receptions are always entertaining. If you were to attend, we could continue our discussion about love. Of course, I seriously doubt my guests would be as interested in the topic as I am, so perhaps we should finish our conversation in private. I hope to see you soon, dear friend. Don't stay away too long. I'm looking forward to your next visit. Valexia gives you a dazzling smile, then vanishes into thin air. So, we probably just missed out a chance to do some good. But such is the way of things. Alright. So... Alright. Attend the... Yep, attend reception at the Rapture of Rupture.
I am prepared.
Okay.
All according to plan.
So that went well. The whole point of the encounter was to win her over. I think we did pretty well. What do you think, folks? And what are your opinions on love? Sincerely. Do you consider it a plague, a lie, something that's just for someone else but not for you? What do you all consider love to be? Let's start. Let's see about lie. Let's see if we can't lie to Shamira here to see if she can get us an in. Now it's because, as I said, I know for me, love has only led me to being abused and discarded. I've literally had someone who, well, we technically dated for 5 years in long distance, and then I was thrown away. Alright. After she notices you, Shamira gives you a displeased and frown, and irritably asks, "You again? Have you no friends that you must keep coming here to chat with me? Or perhaps, though I find this extremely hard to believe, you are not completely useless and have something of interest to me." I have completed your task. Shamira ignores you, looking somewhere else, but in your mind you hear an angry hiss. "So speak if you have, but use your mind instead of flapping lips. Your mind!" I know that you have done much to win Shamira's favor, but my heart tells me that helping her would lead to evil. Forget everything I've told you. We'll find another way to complete our mission. It is wrong to fight evil by increasing the power of another evil. Reject the promises of the Ardent Dream, and we'll leave this place before we betray ourselves in our ordeals. Oh, let's play it loud and oh no, let's play it loud and let's make this as big a to-do as we can. Screw you, you can stew in your ignorance. What? You little piece of filth! A painful spasm twists through your body. Shamira's magic crashes over your will. With a bit of effort, you manage to force Shamira out of your mind. An angry grimace contorts her face. You can't break me! Cursing, Shamira brings more force to bear against you. A vein pulses on her temple. In the heat of Shamira's magic, your mind melts like wax. Oh, she got it. Keep trying. Keep trying. It won't work. Swearing, Shamira unleashes all of her power on you. You'll regret that, you little bitch! You refuse to talk, so be it. I'll just rip out everything you know out of your mind. How bad did I fail? Yeah, that was a 35, and I've only got a plus 10. Jesus. Alright. You hear the demons in the crowd murmur and exchange of whispers. It seems most of them wish to see you emerge victorious from this confrontation, not the arrogant Shamira, whom no one has humbled in a very long time. They look to you with respect, even fear. After all, they would never dare contradict the ruler of the harem. One demon covertly gives you a thumbs up, then points at Shamira and makes an obscene gesture indicating her wanton ways.
As it should be.
So, unfortunately, we couldn't prevent it. our will save was just not high enough. Like, nothing for nothing. My will save is only a 6, yeah. Let's see. Then again, okay, Camellia would be able to resist. Theoretically.
I'm
Yeah, no, that... But yeah,
You
even...
are most curious, mortal.
Oh my. You hear in your head a female voice, melodious, low, and sensual. You are rather intriguing yourself.
There's a reason they call me Nocticula, the Lady in Shadow. My words and thoughts are shrouded in darkness.
I take it I finally have your attention.
Yes, your arrival in Alashanira was quite impressive. Rumors have reached me even here, behind my locked gates and my wall of valiant guards. Rumors of a remarkable Galarian taking my Alashanira by storm.
I am asking for an audience.
You have my permission to enter the palace. Go there and wait. I will arrive when the time is right. Until then, you will be taken care of by one of my servants.
Alright. So, we've finally gotten the notice of the ruler of the city. So, I suppose the last thing we can do is head over to the Rapture of Rupture. Yep. The favored mistress. Yeah, the Rapture of Rupture, and at least see what was going on with Valexia. After all, we managed to charm her, and we failed to truly win over.
Time's not waiting.
And we unfortunately lost the information, but, well, I doubt Noctula is completely unaware of the... I mean, she has to know where the crystals are, what the crystals are, and how they're coming about, if she isn't the source of them herself. But of course, creating them requires the death of a demon lord, and that is no small feat. So, with any luck, things might get a little... things will get interesting. But moving forward. Alright. So. $10,000 delights, yeah.
In due time.
So up. Alright.
All according to plan.
Alright. Let's go see. We've earned some respect.
I'll go ahead.
Let's see what comes. Alright.
As it should be.
Best to experience the whole city while we're here. The sound of Jerebeth's agitated chittering fills your ears. I don't know how adept you are at reading the emotions of others, so I must warn you, you are in danger. And why am I in danger? Valexia's greatest enemy is her own boredom, and has bested her once again. My lady grows tired of you, and your company no longer gives her as much joy as it did before. You have ceased to surprise her, and now she finds you tedious and dull. If you wish to keep her interest, you need to stop acting so predictably. Try to keep her puzzled and intrigued by your behavior. If you follow my advice, you may stand a chance of leaving the rapture of rupture with your mind and body unharmed. All right. Of course, you don't want to keep Valexia waiting. She hates feeling neglected. Valexia's demeanor has changed since the last time you saw her. She looks at you with a mixture of boredom and irritation. When she greets you, her friendliness is no longer genuine, but forced and severe. Oh, here's our long-awaited guest. The performance is about to begin, and there's so much new talent here today. I wonder if any of them will entertain me. She looks directly at you as she makes this last remark. Who knows what will happen between us tonight? The demon glares at you indignantly. Hope you're not suggesting anything improper. I'm not sure what you're trying to insinuate, but I would not advise you to be insolent with me. Not bad. Alexia claps her hands imperiously, and one of the performers begins to sing a heartfelt ballad in a deep, velvety voice. Alexia looks tired and her eyes are full of sadness. There's a wistful note in her voice as she asks, Tell me, how did you end up here in the abyss? You're not one of us. Our ways are foreign to you. Why did you come to our world? You invaded my world. Now you reap what you have sown. So you only came here to seek revenge? How predictable. I thought it was for something more original. The demon interrupts the ballad with an impatient clap of the hands. The singer squeals beneath her imperious gaze and hurries away. Another performer steps forward, just dressed as a jester. I'm pretty sure no matter what you pick, goes badly. Here's another one for you, distinguished guest. How many mortals would it take to paint this manor? Depends how hard you throw 'em at the walls. That wailing has started to annoy me. What do we have next? Oh, another fool has decided to entertain me with jokes. Well, as far as I'm aware, laughing at cripples and the misfortunate is popular on Galarian as well. If you ask me, it's a primitive form of entertainment. Still, you mortals seem to enjoy it, even though you pretend yourselves different from us creatures of vice and evil. Now I'm thinking about it, what is the difference between demons and Galarians? You know what? Let's just kick the hornet's nest. A fight to the death will rid you of your boredom. Valexia leans forward with sudden interest. Her lips twist into a horrible, bloodthirsty grin. Now this is interesting. Let's play, my sweetheart. Yeah.
Enemy approaching!
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's just have at it. She's bored. Let's give her what she wants. So who all are we looking at, folks? Couple of Bloody Freak, 28 hit dice, yeah. Mare of the Conquerors, we're plenty familiar with them. Valexia herself. Oh, a level 19 wizard with 9 outsider. Just a shit ton of stats for 48 AC. Yep. Okay, immune to electricity, yeah, the usual. Okay. Change bear, transformation, yeah. Okay. Alright. Ivu. Let's see. Well, first up, Frightful Presence. Then, yeah, go ahead and take your claws out on the Marilith. Nice. Yeah, unfortunately they got right next to Ember.
Fighting everyone.
Yeah. Going for slow. Alright. Then let's go for... Yeah. Yeah, try to get Ember back up. So 5-foot step. Oh, we can't. Okay. Okay. Bloody Freak. Sincerely, fuck you. Yeah. Alright. Okay, go ahead and haste us. Okay. Camellia, go ahead and get our protection from evil. Okay. Calrin, stand up, please. Yeah. Yep. Arushale. Go ahead and activate your Fatal Blow.
Make your peace.
Yep. Yeah. Can't be an alchemist. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yeesh. Yeah, so this is a trap to... Yeah, but... Okay. Yeah, try and get Bloody Freak gone. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright, so... Channel energy to heal everyone who can get healed. Then... Rather Quicken. Alright. Okay. Yeah, just so you can't hit all of us. Soul Reaver. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Then from there, let's get some friends in. Okay. Alright. And go ahead and burn for AC. Okay. Nice. Alright, Calrin's still down. Okay. Yeah, force bombs, that's sucks, but not the worst. Yeah. Alright. Darren. Okay. Heal. Yeah. Inspiring recovery. Yeah. Okay. So Calrin should be getting up soon. Yeah. Yep. Alright. Then from there, let's go for the mug. Get some more help to help distract. Yeah, because I need try and get as much as I can.